Fantasy football season is upon us. It is time to start drafting. Now, in this particular episode, I'm going to give you three quarterback sleepers, one surprise who shouldn't be a sleeper, but he is. Hopefully, this can help you out with your drafts. Let's get to it right now. What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Hoff. Thank you for checking out First Read Fantasy. Again, I've got three quarterback sleepers I'm going to give you right now. Feel free to chime in on the comments. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions, definitely answer them. But let's get into it. First quarterback we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy. Listen, some people have him ranked higher than me. On Sleeper, he's going off the board right now as a QB 19. He missed all of last season with a torn meniscus. Here's what I look at here when I look at a JJ McCarthy. And I know this is the thing and he's not technically a rookie because he missed all of last year, was drafted, so on and so forth. So we don't have a ton to go off of in terms of NFL. But if we're looking at the offense in which he plays, I mean, Kevin O'Connell's offenses have averaged over 30 pass attempts. That's during his time with the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think that that's going to specifically change. I don't think this is a situation where, we've seen other quarterbacks enter an offense where they say, okay, well, we have to dumb this down a little bit. I don't think we have to do that with JJ McCarthy. And, one of the reasons that I have for that is the fact that JJ McCarthy had the whole year to learn this offense. Again, I mentioned recovering from the torn meniscus. So he had a whole time to just sit there, absorb the offense. It's the same offense. It's not like it's a head coach fired where he's getting a brand new coordinator, brand new playbook. He's got the same playbook. He's been reading off the same exact thing. The other thing that I would mention in terms of why I don't think the pass attempts are going to dip by any dramatic margin in which you don't want JJ McCarthy is look at the weapons that he's throwing to. I mean, Justin Jefferson, for one. Jordan Addison, listen, we'll see what's happening with that suspension, if that's actually going to come to fruition. There's probably we're looking at a 2-game suspension for a Jordan Addison, but if there's one thing I'll say about the NFL, they are consistently inconsistent with handing out their penalties. And oh yeah, by the way, TJ Hawkinson now has a full year under his belt in terms of recovery coming back from his knee injury. So there you go. So JJ McCarthy is a quarterback that I like. And by the way, listen, if you're watching this, if you're somebody who's knee deep on Twitter like I am, like a quote unquote analyst, like whatever you take that for, you know these players already. So this is for if you're the people who are coming back to the fold, if you're saying, hey, I want to draft a team, I'm here for you. I'm giving you these picks. You might not know these names, or maybe these names weren't on your radar, is probably the better way of putting it. So one of them is going to be Mr. JJ McCarthy. Let me get my words out. The other quarterback I'm going to mention, this isn't as sexy because we do have a little bit of a track record on him. It's Mr. Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers. Listen, finished as a QB 20. Right now, he's off the board as a QB 24. He didn't have his first top 12 game last year until week 12, which I get it. That's a little scary, but hear me out on this one. Better late than never. And following that, Young took off in week 13 with 23.6 points in a game. Following that, in the 7 games before that, he only averaged 7.1 points on a per game basis. From week 12 on, Bryce Young averaged 20.7 points. One of 13 quarterbacks to average over 20 points during that time span. And I get it. You want to poo-poo it a bit, but this is what I'm going with here on Bryce Young. Getting acclimated to a coach's offense. Dave Canales, obviously, we know him from Tampa Bay when he helped out Baker Mayfield quite a bit. We know Baker Mayfield did good under Liam Cohen, but let's not act like that means that Dave Canales had no impact on Baker Young and helping him along, reviving his career. I think this speaks well for Bryce Young. Bryce Young is another year into this offense, more comfortable, more mature. I think the fact that he got sat early on in the season, I think that helped him out quite a bit. Listen, 92.4 points in his final 4 games. I mean, that was good for the QB5. In the final 4 weeks of the season, when you need to win a fantasy football title, he was the QB5. So when you're looking at Bryce Young, again, you're looking at comfort. Comfort. He is now there with Dave Canales for another year. I like him quite a bit. I like my chances here. I'll tell you this here. Listen, if you're in a 10-team league, let's be realistic. Because again, this is for you guys who are coming out of the weeds, you guys and gals. Let me be politically correct. If you're coming out of the weeds here, and if you're looking to draft a quarterback, if you're in a 10-team league, listen, you're not drafting Bryce Young. Okay. Maybe you're streaming the position on a bye week. Take a look at the matchup. Maybe Bryce Young is for you. Bryce Young is more so suitable to me if you're looking at a 2-quarterback league. If you're in, say, whatever, 10-team, 2-quarterback league. If you're in a 12-team, 2-quarterback league, Bryce Young is a guy to keep in mind. He's, we always hear that mantra, wait on the quarterback position, wait on the quarterback position. We've all heard it before. Bryce Young could be that guy that you wait on the position for. So Bryce Young, again, finished as a QB 20 last year, didn't have a top 12 game until week 12. But again, we're going to buy into him. So there you go. So there's 2 quarterbacks so far, JJ McCarthy, Bryce Young, both out of the NFC. And you might be saying, hey, there's a little bit of love for the AFC. I'm going to give you a little dabble of AFC love before I get to one more honorable mention. I guess that's a spoiler because he's in the NFC. Mr. Justin Fields. And again, listen, if you're there on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, we all know Justin Fields. We've all been excited about him. But if you're somebody just coming back into the fray, if you're blowing the dust off of your laptops to draft your fantasy football team, you might think Justin Fields, what do I care? Well, you should care a little bit because in the 6 starts last season that he had, he averaged 18.9 points. Fields is off the board right now as a QB 18, 11th round so far. But I did want to mention this. He was a QB 6 and the QB 13 in points per game in his full seasons that he played with the Chicago Bears. Run heavy offense is expected. I get it. But I don't think that hurts Justin Fields, obviously, because we know what? We know Justin Fields likes to run. This is why we liked him. For what it's worth, and I know this is a grain of salt thing. Some people are like, we don't care about this, Mike. He does have the 4th easiest schedule in terms of fantasy football against the quarterback position. Now, I'll tell you, strength of schedule is something that you can buy into a little bit in weeks 1 and 2, maybe 3. At that point, then you're looking at adjustments. You're looking at, okay, what are the defenses actually doing? Now, we do have some that consistently give up points, but so right now, 4th easiest schedule. We will take those odds. As of this recording, by the way, Justin Fields did have a little bit of an injury in training camp. Looks like it's a toe injury. It's not serious. So to me, if I'm drafting, and which I did just draft a best ball draft because I'm a degenerate, so I did take Justin Fields still. I took him. So there you go. So that's a little bit of AFC love. 3 quarterbacks so far, JJ McCarthy, Bryce Young, and then Mr. Justin Fields. If I can get on to the last quarterback here, and listen, I don't have a ton of notes on him. I just want to simply say this is a player to me that we have forgotten about enough. Like when I say his name, you're going to be like, that's not a sleeper, Mike. But the fact that nobody's talking about him, to me, deems it a sleeper. Because if no one's paying attention to you, what are you? You're a sleeper. That's going to be Mr. Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, this is a quarterback who was the QB3 in 2023. Obviously, his season was cut short last year with an injury. He does have the injuries. I will say, ever since he had that horrific ankle injury, he doesn't run the ball the way that he used to. But listen, let's be realistic here. Look at the quarterback, the running back room. I apologize. Look at the running back room there. Are you confident that the rushing attempts on a per game basis, are you confident that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the top half of the league? I'm not. I think they're going to be the top half of pass attempts on a per game basis. That bodes well for Mr. CD Lamb, obviously, George Pickens, who they just got, obviously, in a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I love Dak Prescott this year. I think he's flying under the radar. I even think if you're in a 12 quarterback league, you could take him as your QB1. Do you want to get an insurance policy if you have a big enough bench? Sure. But I like Dak Prescott a lot this year. It is somebody that I'm buying into and somebody that I think nobody is talking about enough. So listen, you say he's got a long enough track record. He shouldn't be a sleeper, but go to the water cooler, talk about fantasy football with your coworkers. Tell me how quickly the name Dak Prescott comes up before you have to bring it up. That's how you know he is a sleeper because nobody's talking about him. So those are my three quarterbacks and one little side piece there, so to speak. JJ McCarthy, Bryce Young, Justin Fields, and then Mr. Dak Prescott. So those are my quarterback sleepers. I hope you like them. Again, if you disagree, if you like it, if you have any thoughts, any questions, fire it into the comments. We will answer. Mainly me will answer, but somebody will answer, of course. But this is First Read Fantasy. I'll be back at you with some running back rankings. But until next time, stay thirsty, be kind to one another. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Cheers.